Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mark's Action Figures. Today we're diving into something that has always been a huge part of the G.I. Joe universe, but sometimes just doesn't get talked about enough. The women of G.I. Joe. Caveat, I will be covering 4 characters, which excludes several women in the line. Those reviews will follow in the future. Now, if you grew up watching the legendary 1980s cartoon, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, you already know that G.I. Joe team is never just about muscle-bound commandos and heavy artillery. But some of the smartest, toughest, and most dangerous characters in the entire franchise were women. Today we're talking about 4 fantastic figures from the G.I. Joe Classified series. Number 5, Scarlet. Number 13, Baroness. Number 25, Lady Jaye. And number 59, Covergirl. 2 heroes, 1 brilliant intelligence officer, and one of the most iconic villains Cobra ever produced. So let's jump in. Starting at number 5. First up, we have Scarlet. And honestly, if you're talking about the women of G.I. Joe, you have to start here. Scarlet was one of the very first female characters introduced in the original toy line and the animated series. She's the Joe team's counterintelligence specialist, a martial arts expert, and an absolute tactical powerhouse. And of course, she's famous for her crossbow, which became one of the most recognizable accessories in the entire franchise. In the cartoon, Scarlet was also known for her dynamic with Duke, which added a little bit of personality and chemistry to the team. Dare I say, a little romance? Now, looking at this classified series figure, Hasbro did a really nice job translating her classic design into the modern 6-inch scale. You've got the signature red hair, the yellow and gray tactical suit, and of course the crossbow weapon system. The articulation is fantastic, which makes her perfect for dynamic poses. This figure really captures Scarlet as the intelligent field operative she's always been. She's not just a fighter, she's a strategist. Now we cross over to the Cobra side. Yes, you guessed it. We're talking about one of the most iconic villains of the entire franchise. If Cobra had a chief intelligence officer, it would absolutely be Baroness. She's brilliant. She's manipulative. And she's incredibly dangerous. Baroness is often portrayed as the strategic mind behind many Cobra operations, working directly with Cobra Commander and sometimes even outsmarting him. Her look is also legendary. Black tactical suit, red Cobra insignia, and those unmistakable glasses. The classified figure absolutely nails the aesthetic. The sculpt is sleek, intimidating, and very Cobra. The articulation allows for some amazing poses, especially if you're setting up scenes with Cobra troops or facing off against Joes. Baroness is a perfect example of how G.I. Joe always had strong female villains, not just heroes. She came packed with the first vehicle in the series, the Cobra Coil. Combat, operations, intelligence, and logistics. Next up, we have Lady Jaye, one of the most charismatic members of the Joe team. Lady Jaye is the covert operations specialist, and if there is a mission that requires infiltration, deception, or undercover work, she's usually the one leading it. Fans of the cartoon will remember her strong relationship with Flint, which became one of the most memorable partnerships in the series. Now, her weapon of choice has always been pretty unique for the G.I. Joe universe. I mean, we're talking about a javelin spear with, well, granted, explosive spearheads. Not exactly the first weapon you think of in a modern military force, but somehow Lady Jaye made it look incredibly cool. The classified series figure really modernizes her design while still keeping the spirit of the original character. Aesthetic tactical gear, spear accessories, great facial sculpt, fantastic posability. This figure really captures Lady Jaye's personality. She's confident, capable, and completely fearless. And finally, well, we have Covergirl, who might be one of the more underrated members of the team. Covergirl's specialty is armored vehicles and heavy machinery. She's the kind of operator you want behind the wheel of a tank when things start getting serious. Her backstory is interesting too. She was originally a fashion model before joining the team, which creates a fun contrast between her background and her role as a combat vehicle specialist. The classified series figure does a great job modernizing her look while still paying tribute to the original design. You get tactical gear, excellent articulation, and a confident, commanding sculpt. And she fits perfectly alongside the rest of the G.I. Joe team. She's proof that G.I. Joe has always been about skills and expertise, not stereotypes. One thing I've always appreciated about the G.I. Joe universe is that these characters were never treated like secondary figures. Characters like Scarlet, Baroness, Lady Jaye, and Covergirl were essentially main characters in the storyline. They were leaders, they were strategists, they were intelligence specialists, they were frontline fighters. From a franchise that started in the early 1980s, that was actually pretty progressive storytelling. So there you have it. 4 incredible characters from the G.I. Joe Classified series: Scarlet, Baroness, Lady Jaye, and Covergirl. Each one bringing something unique to the battlefield. If you're a longtime fan of the original cartoon or the classic toy line, these figures are an awesome modern tribute to the characters we grew up watching. And if you're new to the franchise, they're a great way to start building a diverse and dynamic G.I. Joe collection. Let me know in the comments who is your favorite female character in the G.I. Joe universe. A quick shout out to my viewers who left comments in my last video. Pierre, thank you. I appreciate your support. And Larry, thank you for the kind comments. And as always, knowing is half the battle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.